Center, interview. Sometimes the most difficult thing isn't adding a sound, but taking one away. In this case, the letter T. You may be pronouncing a word like center. You may be saying interview. You may be saying words like advantage. There's nothing wrong with pronouncing those T sounds. However, the reality is that when you listen to a lot of native speakers talking, you're going to notice that those N sounds disappear. And so today we're going to be talking a little bit about why. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show, which is Wake Up American. We're here typically between 7 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday to make sure that you can get in your 5 to 10 minutes of pronunciation practice. And to guide you in that, there's me. Hello, my name is Geoff, or Runs of Breath. It's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. And this technique we're going to be talking about today is going to do a lot of those things. It's going to help you keep your breath flowing, and it's also going to help you make sure that your vowels are getting enough space and your consonant sounds are not stopping that from happening. Because American English is really interested in trying to get from vowel to vowel to vowel. And there's some consonant sounds that often get in the way. One of these is the T sound. And if you have, for instance, a lot of British training, or you're speaking English in a lot of, for instance, Asian markets or European markets or things like that, these T sounds can be very prevalent. You know, center, interview. But if you try saying that, like just try saying the word center 3 times. If you say center, 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 it gets kind of choppy. You're blocking a lot of your room for your vowel sounds. So what we often see in American English instead is that if you have the letter N that is followed by the letter T, then very often this T sound is just going to completely go away. Now, that's easier said than done because a lot of these words are relatively common. And if you're pronouncing them with a T sound right now, it can be hard to remember or to incorporate that completely missing T. So compare again, center and center. Center, center. Interview, 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 interview. Advantage, advantage, advantage. Advantage. International. 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 Dentist. 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 Were you able to make the switch on those words to a silent T? Or was there a word in particular that you found to be more challenging? I would love to know what it is. But again, that's really it. N plus T, then generally that T is going to disappear in American English, or at least be possible. If you're scared about this, if you're nervous, if the idea of just completely removing a letter makes you uncomfortable, there's nothing wrong with pronouncing a regular T, but it just may not be the same sound that you're going to hear some native speakers around you using if you're speaking to people in North America. Before we head out, I do just want to give a quick shout out to a group that helps make these videos and streams possible, which is Elsa. Elsa is a pronunciation app that you can find on your phone. And I have a link that you can access it for free. So you can take a pronunciation test and then spend a week using some features that are pretty advanced for free to make sure that you can start working on things like what sounds do you need to improve based on the pronunciation test? Maybe you confuse vowel sounds like sit and seat or like lock and luck. All of those need to sound pretty different. If you're having a hard time hearing the difference between sounds or pronouncing the difference between sounds, I think Elsa is going to help you out a lot. You can find a link to get access to those features in the comments or in the description. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Look, there's a lot of pronunciation resources out there. So the fact that you are here with me is greatly appreciated. I'll see you all later. Hope you have a good day, good night, and a good afternoon.